Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of Walking with J.Beau as we edge closer to Halloween. The trees are turning colors. And like this house here, you can see we are getting the Halloween decor out. We have scary signs. Frightening pumpkins. So it looks like they're having a lot of fun with all of this. Looks really nice. So we will continue on our journey. I'm going to do a basic 5 miles today because I've been walking a lot lately and my left heel is getting a little stiff. A couple of lower back muscles as well. And it's fatigue. It's not stiff because I had good exercise, which I did. There's two different kinds of pains after you work out. Ones that are good and ones that are bad. And I have a couple of bad ones today. So I'm going to use kind of a moderate pace, get a basic 5 miles in, not overdo it. I'll take a basic city route on sidewalks. Probably going to end up with about 18 to 19 minutes per mile instead of 15 or 16. And we get a nice mid-60s day. Feels warm, the sun's out a little bit. Did put the furnace on for a little spurt. Get some heat in the house a while ago. It was 64 degrees in the house. Not cold by any means. So we have a lot of stuff going on with the election now. A lot more upset from the Democrat voters are starting to get very upset. They can't understand how Trump is doing so well because every day they're being told he's orange Hitler and the devil, and not everybody watches the media and believes what they hear. So disturbing new poll did come out on Rasmussen though. I'd like to say I'm shocked, but I'm not. 28% of the Democrats polled. This was a poll only for Democrats. 28% of the Democrats polled about Trump's assassination attempts. Plural. 28% of them wish they had succeeded. I'd like to say I'm shocked by that. Normally people should be shocked by that, but where we are right now with what the media has done to these people's minds and the over-the-top rhetoric, so I've been noticing a lot of things about people starting to figure out that this, Kamala is not where the media has been telling her she is. Now, the media for the past month and a half or month since the DNC, Democratic Convention, have been telling their voters that Kamala is leading by a lot. They're on a big surge, hitting on all cylinders. And it turns out that Kamala did not get any bump out of the debate, and whatever 1% she did get is now gone, and she's going downhill again. So Trump is very smart not to want to debate again, especially since they wanted to have a debate on CNN October 23rd, a little under 2 weeks before the election. And I guess Trump's just not going to give them the opportunity to tank it in her favor, because that would be perfect, you know, because CNN was told by their CEO directly to have a fair, honest debate when Trump debated Biden, and we saw what happened. They're not going to allow that again. Many in the press industry absolutely despised CNN for letting Trump trounce on Biden like that. So I don't think CNN will make that same mistake twice. Even though it wasn't a mistake, that was directly from the CEO of CNN. And I think, and of course, again, I always will reiterate that I don't want to spread misinformation, so this is just my opinion, that the CEO of CNN probably had a conversation with higher ups in the Democratic Party, the DNC, and they planned to get rid of Biden because they didn't feel they could win with him. So I think the CEO of CNN told Jake Tapper and Dana what's-her-face of CNN to have an honest debate and let Biden put Trump in his place. And that's not what happened, but I think this was planned and orchestrated to get Biden out. I really do. And now Kamala Harris is doing about as well as Biden was doing. The new New York Times Siena poll that came out is pretty damaging to the Kamala campaign. And since the New York Times and Siena are biased away from Trump by 5 points, you could probably add 5 points onto that for Trump. And again, you know, we really don't know because we don't have honest polling to go by. We don't know what methodology they were using. We don't know if they have changed their methodology from the past 2 elections. I don't think they have. But they have been wrong the past 2 elections. The most interesting poll I saw today from Siena, which is another one I don't like, but compared to their poll numbers from 2020, at this point in the election, they had Biden plus 16. Okay? That's what Siena had. That's not what the final was. Actually, Biden only was plus 5. That was after the election, so they were off by, let me rephrase that. Siena had Trump 5 points off. Thanks. They had Trump 5 points off in favor of Biden. Tilted in Biden's favor, okay? That was plus 9 in 2016. and they have Trump ahead +2 nationally right now. So that would suggest, if you're using the same model you used before, that Trump is actually +7. You follow what I'm saying? So the point being, the main one that I want to discuss is that, let me flip this around. Hi everybody, it's J.Beau. I'm going to flip this around and do my yakking. So what I'm saying is that at this point in time, last year, this same time period, Biden was +17, okay, +17. And right now, they have Trump +1 nationally. So that's a 15-point difference from last year and this year between two Democrat candidates from a biased Democrat pollster. So, I mean, I want to jump with joy and be happy, but we don't count on anything till we have it in our hand. Probably the best advice given to me by my mother. Rest in peace. And so that's the kind of stuff that we are dealing with. But the bottom line basically is saying that Kamala is not all that in a bag of Doritos. So, and I use that term because apparently she loves Doritos. The real saying is not all that in a bag of chips. In other words, she's not setting her voters afire with the flame of wanting to vote for her. She's not well liked. Now, granted, Trump's not very well liked either. But the best thing I saw was independent voters know that Trump was president before. Voters already know what to expect from Trump. But the biggest thing is life was better when Trump was president economically. That's just a fact. And the Kamala campaign is having a hard time discrediting that. They can scream dictator until they're blue in the face, but people could afford to eat and pay for oil and get their stuff repaired. Now, you've heard me talk about this district here being red, voting for Trump twice already, and they will again. But now you got people with their cars on jack stands doing home repairs, and I've noticed a lot of it compared to the past couple of years. Didn't really see much of that at all. You get something wrong with your car, you go get it fixed. But now people can't afford to do that. So if you want to use things like that as a barometer to figure out what's going on, that's perfectly logical. That's real world. Visually, you can see for yourself of what's wrong. So I'm just looking ahead here. There's a truck in the road there. Let's flip this around and see what they're doing. Let's see why he stopped in the road. He's got an oversized load sign, it looks like. Did he have some kind of mishap? Or did they unload something there and he's just on the side of the road? But he should have hazard lights on, but he's got a flashing light. Well, it looks like they're doing something behind those trees, so we'll see when we get down there. Looks like he's taken off. Must have dropped something off and now he's leaving. We'll see when we get around the corner. Well, we're starting to get autumn, which is nice. Yep, something with caterpillar tracks they dropped off. Guess they're going to be working on something. Let's see what they did over here. Wow, looks like they dropped off that big giant thing. Now, I'm no expert on anything, but that has an extended arm. It looks like they're going to be clearing trees. It might be one of those things that grind trees all the way down to the stump. If you know what that is, let me know. I have no idea. I am not an expert in such things, and all I can do is guess. That is kind of what that would be. Looks like, maybe. Got a big school bus over here. Oh. Yep, I think that's what that is, actually. Well, I'm going to focus on the traffic here so I don't die. So we'll walk up this way. This guy had a Trump sign out here, and now it's not here, so I don't know if somebody stole it. Would not surprise me. Would not surprise me if somebody stole his Trump sign. Because if you remember that walk, I talked with him walking by when he was voting Trump, and now his sign is gone. So now I'm tempted to go down here on the side streets, but that would be a 6-mile walk, and I only want to do 5 today. So I'm going to do 5 miles. Looks like a lot of tree pruning going on. I'm gonna walk out this way, around here, see what they're doing. Looks like they're taking down a big pine tree. Smart idea. Those pine trees were all coming down last winter, those 2 storms we had. And I think these people want it out of sight, out of mind. Get rid of the pine trees. All right. Let's flip this back around. There we go. So anyway, as the world burns, or turns, or yearns, whatever way you want to say that, go on up the hill here. It's a pretty steep hill. I don't know if it looks like it on here, but it is. This will get the blood flowing. So there's a sign here that says visually impaired person that I'm walking by, and I don't think I've ever seen a visually impaired person out here. Not ever. They have not repainted those yet, but don't worry, be happy. Watch this part here. I don't want to get killed. Now there's going to be a couple of houses on this street right about here where you can smell wood burning because they run a wood stove. They don't have that going yet. So we can see the Harris campaign has been busy. We've got Harris signs out there because they have a lot of money. They have a lot of money, folks. Trump campaign is trying to raise small dollar donations, and I believe the Trump campaign has about 300 million, and the Kamala campaign has 650 million. So it's what I've always said on my walks. You know, a lot of times Democrats will outspend Republicans 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1, sometimes 5 to 1 in big districts. They poured record money into Maine here when they tried to win Susan Collins' seat, and they didn't even come close. So money does not equate to winning. So if you get a Trump sign, put it out. We have a flag out. We have neighbors that have banners, flags, signs. I don't have a 2024 Trump sign yet, but the flag is out there, and a lot of people see it, so that's really the whole point. High vis. Now you get some people, like a couple of our neighbors, who will have Trump signs out, but they put them on the backside of their house. You can see it when you walk by, but you can't see it from the road because people are afraid they're going to get vandalized. It's intimidation. That's what they use. So, you know, and you can't blame people. You know, people don't want to deal with that. They're just going to go vote, call it good. You know, Got a school bus turning the corner behind us. So anyway, thank you for walking with me today. Really appreciate that. Flip this around. I'm delivering the mail. So I really admire Elon Musk a lot. He was seen meeting with President Milei of Argentina, a reformist, populist, fixing the country's problems in Argentina, doing a good job at it. And he had a big mess to fix. I guess he's doing a pretty decent job considering. And hopefully the people's lives are better and they re-elect him. That would be nice. And Elon Musk was also meeting with, besides him, he also met with the president or prime minister of Italy. I'm not really sure how Italy works, their political system, but whoever the head honcho is, she's a female, another populist that won an election to upset the establishment, and she's had to go up against a corrupt parliament. I'm sure she's having her friggin' headaches to deal with there. And what was interesting was Elon was wearing the black mega hat with the silver lettering, which seems to be a popular hat. So I may do something crazy and wear my mega hat. I own 2 mega hats. I might wear my traditional red one with white lettering. Something you have to think about, you know, because you don't know if while you're walking somebody's going to go by and take shots at you. Kind of where we are now. It's kind of things that, you know, a few years ago it might have been, oh well, somebody will yell something at you going by, but now you have to worry about physical harm. So, and I believe it would be even more dangerous to wear one after Trump wins. They're going to be vengeful and very angry. So I will have to weigh that decision. And I know some of you guys might think, okay, well, you know, depending on where you live, it's, you know, not a big deal. Got these little gnats bothering me. I'm getting attacked by gnats. So you have people that certain parts of the country, it's not really a big deal for you to do that, and you may think, okay, well, so what? But Maine, you know, I'm in a red district, but I'm on the outside orbit of it. The outside, I'm in that district, but it's right on the edge of loony Liberalville. Okay, so there's more of a mix here than, let's say, 10 or 15 miles in either direction inland away from the ocean, if that makes sense. So things I have to think about, especially walking. You know, you might have some lunatic try to run me over. See, we got a Harris and Angus King, the independent, who's really a Democrat and won't admit it. If he wins, he will be the oldest senator out of the state of Maine ever. And these people will stay in their seats until they die. And I have to tell you, though, that he has his wits about him. He's in his 80s. He has his wits about him. He's, I think he's 86. So he would be senator until 92. And I'm sure he's going to win. And about the only thing he does that I agree with is he really stands up for veterans more than the Democrats do. And he has more of a Republican point of view on that. But his campaign has dropped discussing the transgender issue entirely. And they're also not talking about gun control. So two of the big topics that Democrats like to push, they are not talking about it right now because it's not politically savvy to do so. Which is good news, because that means public opinion does not support it. So if you want to find out the real internal polling of Democrats, just watch what they're talking about on the campaign trail. Abortion is the big issue. It's about all they got, really. They don't have the economic stuff. They don't have the stuff they need. So we got another Harris sign up ahead here on the right, across the street. I mean, you walk around, you'd think, geez, Trump's not doing well. He's going to lose. But that's not what the polling says, and that's not what the past two elections say, and this same thing happened before. We had Biden signs out here. So I am seeing a small smidge more of Harris signs than I did Biden signs, but they're giving away these free signs. Usually if you want a sign, you have to donate. So like if you donate to Trump's campaign, you'll get a sign. I think it's if you donate at least $25 or something like that. It might be 50. I haven't really looked into it. So we will watch with keen eyes what goes on. So, excuse me. If you're new to the walking vlog, I just talk about whatever I talk about. There's no set agenda. Right now it's a big election year, so there's going to be a lot of election talk. After the election, I'm sure there'll be discussion on winning or losing the election. I am sincerely hoping that we see Trump win enough states where Pennsylvania is not going to be a factor for him. And mathematically, there's a chance that could happen, actually. That would be very interesting. Trump wins Virginia. Virginia would be a big deal because that would give him what he needs to be 280 something electoral college votes, I believe. If he wins Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, and especially if he wins Nevada as well. That would be really nice, actually. So, got some kids that got dropped off from school over there. We got our big maple tree over here, turning bright colors. The sun was out for a little while today. That's a nice looking tree. It's turning colors pretty good now. We get some Halloween stuff across the street. Giant skeletons. Somebody in a chair. It looks like an electric chair. That's pretty cool. And a skeleton hanging out of a tree. Pretty cool. I am going to go out on Halloween night. That might be fun if the weather's good. See if we run into trick-or-treaters and things like that. Hopefully it'll be a warmer night. Be nice and pleasant. A lot of traffic on this street today. More than I usually see. Too many Harris signs. Another one over there. Another one up the road. So but these are people that always vote for any Democrat no matter what. As I've stated, I've seen these signs before in other elections. They've had signs on their lawn. So, just the area we're in. 3 miles over that way, it's Trump signs. So, this is the area where you see a lot of rainbow flags, trans flags, things like that. Bates College up ahead. Liberal La La Land. This is that car that almost ran over me one day. And that's the house across the street. That to me looks like the Brady House, or that style of architecture from the 70s. That's what it looks like to me anyway. So now we got more signs, more Harris signs out here. Isn't that terrible? They had signs up already, figured they needed more, I guess. Maybe they know she's in trouble. Pants are falling down. Sometimes I loosen my belt so my everyday carry doesn't cause my pants to be too tight while I'm walking, because I don't like to be constricted while I'm walking. So I have my EDC pulling down on my belt, and it's like I need a notch hole in between the two holes that are there. I need one in between. Preferably should have a belt like my brother uses. He uses one of those ratcheting locking belts, so you can adjust the size for whatever you need it. But over here we have some Halloween stuff getting put up. Got a witch up in the tree, and we have some stuff that's usually inflated that isn't right now. And that's a nice orange tree in the back there. That's going to finish turning colors and be all orange like that instead of just part of it. So that's going to look pretty cool. I'm sweating right now in a long sleeve. It's warm. One of my favorite bands ever, Metallica. We got the kids out here playing in the park. That's where kids should be, playing in the park. Kids are out frolicking today. So let's bring this in. Got a nice tree turning colors right there. Somebody's car broke down. That's never any fun. Never any fun at all. So that's the thing, you know, in these neighborhoods like this, you're not going to see very many Trump signs because they disappear. People steal them. One more election to get through, that's all. One more. And look, here's the other thing too, okay? Now, if we should honestly lose this election, it's not even close. You know, c'est la vie, so be it. We tried our best. Let democracy reign. But if it's close and it's decided by people known to cheat in like Pennsylvania, then, you know, that's not going to go over well. Now, these are Republicans across the street that have this beautiful tree over here. Now, they usually have Republican signage on their lawn. So we'll see if they get some stuff out there soon. They have the American flag. Somebody was power washing their house. So anyway, what I was saying is if it's an honest loss, you know, that's fine. You know, if Trump doesn't win Texas or Florida or Georgia or states like that he should win, then, you know, that's on him. I don't think you'll see anything above the normal amount of election cheating we see. But the states I'm concerned with is Wisconsin, because of the Milwaukee area, known for cheating. Michigan, that's another one. Now, according to polling, Kamala and Trump are tied for Michigan. And I believe Biden won Michigan by 60,000 votes. I think that was more of a, Biden probably won that by 15 to 20,000. I think they stuffed 40,000 ballots in there to try to make sure Biden won. Now, Wisconsin, Trump lost by 20 or 30,000. And there was another state that Trump lost by 10,000 votes, Georgia. So there has been cheating in Georgia, and there has been in Wisconsin. So, you know, we don't want any pipes breaking this time where they have to stop counting, or cheap excuses like that. A lot of these polls are going to be watched very closely by Republicans and lawyers, and it's going to cost a lot of money for the amount of lawyers needed, because we have several things that could happen out of this election. We could have guaranteed Trump wins the election. You're going to see many lawsuits filed by Democrats for this, that, and the other thing. They're going to try to invalidate Trump's ballot in that state through some kind of technical lawfare. So you need all these attorneys. So it's going to be a monumental headache. No matter what happens in November, it's going to be a nightmare for the country, regardless whether Trump wins, loses. You know, and if they say Trump lost, they are going to, and I think they're going to pull those shenanigans. They're going to announce early that states, like Fox News did with Arizona, the election wasn't even close to being over, and they just went ahead and awarded it to Biden. So that's election interference by television networks that don't want Trump to win. So we're going to have that to deal with, but they're not going to be able to deal with it if the election results are enough where it says, okay, Trump won. They're not going to be able to do that. But they are going to do that in the states that are close. So Biden won Wisconsin, for example. Biden won Wisconsin by 0.3%. Okay, that is very, very slim. Okay, and I believe that was after they cheated enough in Milwaukee in the middle of the night. At 4 o'clock in the morning, there was a big truck that dropped off a massive amount of ballots from a ballot pickup, and a lot of those were votes for Biden that didn't have anybody checked off down ticket. Anybody. They were just voting for Biden. So almost like they had to hurry up and make up ballots very quickly during a short time to have enough to win the election. And they're going to pull that stuff again. So we'll see what rental apartments are going for now. Everything included, $2,000 a month. So that would be heat included, electricity, water. You just pay your rent every month. That's still expensive for this area. Cost of living's gone up. And the other thing is there's a housing shortage here, and people are charging rents more than what they should be, because that's what the market bears. So people that make less money are going to get screwed. And you can thank Democrats for that, because they filled us up with immigrants, and it drove the availability of housing and made it worse. That's exactly what happened in Europe. That's what's happening here. They take in too many too soon. They don't have time to acclimate and adjust everything. And that's what you get. You got a single mom with 3 kids who can't afford to live anywhere. It's so bad around here that these self-storage units are booked about 12 months in advance. They're full. You gotta get on a waiting list to get a friggin' self-storage unit, especially in the Portland area in Cumberland. So you got people that can't pay their rent, they get evicted, their stuff ends up out on the street, and then they can't get a self-storage unit to put their stuff in. So it's like a double, probably triple, quadruple, bam, 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 bam. Thank you, ma'am. So that's not good at all, is it? Some music playing over there, coming from the Bates College tennis courts. Well, somebody playing tennis too. Apparently they wanted music to play tennis too. Don't see anybody over there. So as you can see right now, it's rush hour. Don't want to get killed by somebody on a bike. Kind of a nice day today. It's not as chilly as it was yesterday. See some blue up there in the sky. I wish it was letting some sun through right now though. Yep, so that might be fun to go for a walk on Halloween night. See what we run into. Nobody out here practicing today at Bates College. They have these new light towers installed. Big tall ones. I bet those cost a lot of money. We just saw a seagull fly through the camera shot. I don't talk about them too much on the walk, but We have a lot of seagulls here because we're not far from the ocean. I should probably take a drive out to Bailey Island or something and shoot some video. See some fishing boats and stuff. I do this more for daily exercise than I do for, you know, going sightseeing, if that makes sense. Really, I'm doing this for the exercise. If I didn't have a camera, I'd still be walking. So I just had the bright idea of recording it on video. Maybe other people want to try walking, want to know what's, you know, real time, you know, what's involved in it. Things I talk about with walking. Like physically, because I'm 56 and I walk a lot, and I have a lower back injury from 2005 that I push what I can handle, and that's what I recommend to you as well. I don't want to overdo it. I have found that if I do 5 miles every day, my body for the most part does well. Today I'm a little stiff, sore in my lower back, and but a lot of times my lower back is sore whether I'm walking or not. So it does take a little more effort on some days because of that. And if it weren't for that, I'd probably walk more miles than I am now, if that makes sense. So, and I see that a lot online with people that walk. Oh, I did 14 miles. Well, that's nice. Do you do that every day? No, once a month maybe, a couple of weeks. Oh, okay. Well, I walk at least 5 miles every day, for the most part. Sometimes 6. It's been a while since I've done 7 or 8, but you've seen me do those too. We had a 9-mile one this summer because I took a wrong turn in Albuquerque, as Bugs Bunny would say. So now we got a house over here that pretty much always has a Trump flag. They took the Trump flag down because it was all tattered, and they have a support the thin blue line police flag instead, which is okay. Cool flag. So we have a neighbor that put a sign up that says, "I'm voting for the convicted felon," which is funny. I'm voting for the convicted felon too. So the other thing I saw today was a human rights group, I guess, is filing a defamation case, a criminal case. Okay, they're filing a criminal defamation case against Trump and J.D. Vance for their commentary on Haitians in Ohio. Now, you and I both know that's not going to go anywhere, but I'm sure the media has latched onto it, and they're going to push that. because it's an election year and we have to make everybody look racist that's a Republican. So basically they're saying they made up these things about the Haitians, which they didn't. J.D. Vance is a senator in Ohio. His office had received calls from concerned citizens about it before the debate happened, before all of this blew up, okay? And that's documented, as well as Springfield, Ohio City Council meetings, where the oh, let's go over this way. All right, we got a Harris sign up ahead on one side of the street, and we have a Trump sign on the other side of the street. So I'm sure this neighborhood is at war with each other. So that's a new Trump sign though. And there's something up ahead I'm going to share with you. So anyway, this Springfield, Ohio had several residents testify for open commentary from residents that said animals were disappearing from the park and people's pets. So anyway, we got a Harris sign over there. We got a Trump sign here. Now the other thing I wanted to show you up here see that right there? Please don't vote for Trump. Please. Please. No, I don't. I'm voting for Trump. I just think that's really funny. Please. Anyway, have a good day. Well, she's voting for Trump and she doesn't have a sign, so that's good. So now I'm going to cross back over. She's like, do you like that sign? Isn't that funny? Do you like that sign, she says? No, I don't like that sign. I'm voting for Trump. So this is all in good fun. You know, it's supposed to be fun, right? Elections are supposed to be something. We enjoy our freedoms and liberties and democracy, and you know, you're not supposed to be like, you know, and you know what the left would do if they saw a sign like that. Please don't vote for Kamala. Well, they'd want to destroy the sign. They'd probably pour gas on it and light it on fire. They'd smash it. They'd say things to you, give you the finger, and we're just going to walk by and enjoy democracy. That's what we're supposed to do. So we are definitely not like them. And we have this house down here that has still have a RFK sign on the lawn. So they're probably going to vote for Trump. So I noticed the anybody but Trump signs are gone. So I don't know where those went. One of them we saw that disappeared has a Harris sign where it was. And that's right next to a house that has a Trump banner on it. So we're seeing the political mix real time on our walks. Very interesting. The other interesting thing is I hit 4 miles already early. I'm about a half a block away where I usually hit 4 miles on this same route. I'm not walking anything special. This is my usual tried and true, repeated over and over route. So I'm really surprised I'm at 4 miles already. So I think something's going on with the GPS. And it will correct itself between now and when I click stop on the app. It'll get the new information and it'll fix its numbers. It's not completely accurate. pretty accurate when you're driving a car, but walking is, for some reason, because it's a slower pace, it's a little more micro and it's off more. So, but anyway, it's interesting to see the different people's viewpoints on who they're going to vote for. And all of these people voting for Trump, all of them. I have never seen a Trump supporter rip up a Kamala sign or give the finger to Kamala supporters or spit on them, or, you know, so it's really terrible behavior. So if you're watching this and you're one of those liberals that do that to people, you look like an idiot, you know, a moron, a really seriously bad person, a malcontent, a boob. So you couldn't get them locked up, and it's burning your ass. It's burning. Your ass is on fire. So hey baby. Here's my buddy. Hi. Didn't see that dog for the longest time. I was hoping he was okay, or she, and apparently she is. So looks like they did some more work over here. We looked at this the other day with all these decorations. You know, we have got all this stuff out here. Looks nice at night when everything's all lit up. We got skulls and all kinds of stuff. And they're going to have a donation box attached to this board. People like what they see. They don't have everything set up yet. They're putting stuff in place. And they still got a whole another month, 5 weeks. So I got this new fencing up here. This is nice. I don't know if they did the spray painting on there themselves. If so, that's a nice job. They might sell it like that, I'm not sure. We got skeletons in the boat. So the best time to look at that is at night. Yeah, so these guys get very angry and bitter. These liberals. From what I've noticed, the number one character trait among these liberals is vindictiveness. They're gonna get you back. Revenge. So they're actually the party of hate, intolerance, vengeance, vindictiveness. Coincidentally, I believe one poll I saw, 89% of them are atheist. Really didn't know that, but it's not surprising. They have that mob mentality too. We saw that a lot when they riot and stuff. Now you go enjoy your First Amendment right to protest. That's great. Go out there, scream and shout about whatever you want. But then they start smashing storefronts, spitting on people, harming people, attacking them. They just seem to be very violent. Most people not impressed with that, and a lot of Democrat voters are not violent, you know. but there's a certain demographic of these young people that lean socialist. They're radicals. They've been radicalized. And it's the rhetoric that they've been exposed to through either people they look up to or admire, and they say stupid things in public. You know, we had to go through the punch a Nazi in the face. If they're wearing a red MAGA hat, it's okay to assault them because they're Nazis. That's the rhetoric that they have spewed. And that was a mistake on their part, because people like me are never going to forgive them for that. You know, they had a choice and a chance to do the right thing at one time and actually practice democracy, and instead they opted for hate and division. And they try to say Republicans and Trump have divided the country. No, Trump just ran for office, wanted to be president, do a best job he could, and everything else has been because of them. So fabricating media narratives, stories, racism, this, so many fake rape accusations and all kinds of stuff. So well, you guys didn't get to see that, but that guy looked just like Vladimir Zelensky eating a donut. So if you ever wanted to know what Vladimir Zelensky looks like eating a donut, that guy that walked by looked just like him. A little taller than Vladimir, though. So anyway, I'm going to flip this back around. Now, we should have hit 4.5 miles by now, and we haven't, so I think that's GPS correcting itself. Should be soon, though. Usually around the corner here somewhere. Yeah, right now, the woman in my app in my phone just said we hit 4.5 miles. Now on this route, way up ahead where that car is turning, just after that is usually where 4.5 miles is. So for some reason this has given me a different result lately. This is like the third or fourth time, and it's the same route, nothing different. So it's either giving me, well, it's not going to give me bonus, because I already know when I get to the end of this, I'm going to have the same amount of miles that I usually walk. It's just telling me where 4.5 miles is early, if that makes sense. It's off kilter. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about, the last part of this walk, I guess, is I was checking out a CBS news feed, CBS News, and they were talking about we're going to temporarily have 2 moons. I had to look at it twice. Okay, I'll say it again, because I know you just said, did he just say we're going to have 2 moons? Yes, we're going to have 2 moons temporarily. It's true. It's an asteroid. They said it's 33 feet long, which is big enough to blow up almost 2-mile radius if it struck the Earth. smaller than the crater in Arizona, but it would leave a pretty good hole. So so they're talking about that, and I'm like, what? And the reason why it's temporary is it kind of has a horseshoe orbit. It was going by the Earth, minding its own business, and the Earth's gravitational pull is going to pull it into our orbit. So it is actually going to get pulled close to the Earth and go by us, according to what scientists say. So that's just what they're saying. So you might want to look into it, okay, and keep an eye on it, because these are the same people that said that COVID was the most deadly plague ever, and you need to get a vaccine, and you know, they tell all that stuff. So find your own sources to check that out. So I guess all you'd have to look up online is Earth with 2 moons, asteroid, as keywords, I guess. So they said it's 33 feet long, and it's about the size of a small house. So that house right here is almost 30 feet long, so it's about as long as this house. Okay, it's a big rock. Okay, and so if that came into our atmosphere, it would survive burning up on re-entry, which actually wouldn't be re-entry, it would be entry, because it hasn't left from here to come back. And so you might want to check that out. When is this going to happen? Well, from what I saw, I believe it's in October coming up. And can you imagine if that hit the Earth somewhere? Or a city? But they're talking about how the Earth's gravity is going to slingshot it in a horseshoe orbit. It'll come into our orbit briefly, and then it's going to slingshot by out into space somewhere. Which, you know, another 2 million years, it might end up coming back here again. Who knows? I don't know about that stuff. We might have changed the course of it to actually hit us in 2 million years, you know, or something else. That's the way space works. So I just thought that was interesting. I'd share that with you, that I saw. About 20% of the battery left. Might have enough battery to finish the walk. Because we are almost done anyways. Yeah, all these leaves here still need to change colors. Next week or two. We're getting there. Some Halloween sort of decor there. We got a chicken and a bale of hay. Let's cut across here. My shadow down here. Hi, how you doing? I'll head on up this way. So can you imagine the damage that would get done by an asteroid the size of a small house like that one, hitting the Earth faster than the speeding bullet? That would cause some ruckus, I think. A lot of these asteroids contain iridium, which is actually how they find past impacts and what period of time they landed in. I was watching something about that online. It was a British educational program discussing asteroids. That was somebody I know. So I'm going to head back to the ranch. I'm going to have some honey roasted peanuts. I'm addicted to those things. If you have a peanut allergy, my apologies. I'm sure you have a snack that you're not allergic to. We'll head up this way. Kitty cat out on the lawn here. It's a peanut butter chocolate cat. Hi, kitty. Hi. How you doing? Hi. Want to say hi to the camera? Aw. Good kitty. You a good girl? Alright, well, have a good day. Don't follow me. Don't follow me. I don't want any cats. That cat belongs to somebody. I'm gonna walk faster and lose the cat. He's not gonna follow me. I don't want to steal somebody's cat because it likes me better than their owner. So anyway, well, first time we've had a close-up of a cat on this walk, I can tell you that much. We had a close-up of a frog one night when we were walking in the pouring rain. We were walking, it was pouring rain out, and it was nighttime. And a frog was sitting out on the sidewalk enjoying the rain. So we got a good shot of that on that walk. So, thankfully, I've not had to walk in the rain very much this year. Only twice. Maybe 3 times I got caught in a shower on the way back. But if it's warm, I'll walk whether it's raining or not. As long as it's not a torrential monsoon with high winds and stuff. But anyway, click like and subscribe. Thank you for walking with me. And share the content. And I guess that's about all. This vlog is more about staying fit after 50, just walking, and just shooting the breeze, whatever pops in my head. So we will say goodbye, and we'll wrap this up where we started. We had these Halloween decorations over here. And thank you very much for walking with me, and we will see you on the next walk, friends. Bye-bye. Ciao.